Hi, let me introduce you a SEPA simulator. It is called SEPA Simulator Demo.exe. We have two folders, image folders that will show up during the execution. We have a folder called Performance. This folder contains the formats. Here in the demo, we will perform the Paint 008 version 2 generation. We have a folder of skeletons of XSDs. We have the test plan here. For example, we can see the test case name, the number of files we want to generate, the number of transaction inside the file. So we can put yeah what we want to generate as volume, and here the number of files, as I said, the ABC ID, the creditor ID that will help to populate the XML nodes of the pen 008. Here we choose between core or B2B and the signature date. Okay, so then we we can save this in the CSV format. Um, yep, I think there is an issue with um, the dates here. As you can see, there was a kind of conversion, so we can change it easily like this, I think. Okay, okay. Um, Maybe it's not the right order, but anyway, we have to. We can always change the CSV of the test plan according to what we want to do or what we want to populate as data in our pen 008. Okay, so we save the file. Here we have the list of bank codes. That means for France, for example, we have uh, those banks. If we want to add a new bank, just um, a Luxembourg bank, for example, or something like that, and we add the the bank code, then the name, um, then we do semicolon, the country code, the BIC, country name, and this is how we build those lines actually. Yeah, and those lines appear in the tool later, so we can add as much banks we want for our tests. Okay, so we save, we go to the demo version, we launch the tool. The password is SEPA, SEPA. Okay, we enter here. Then we are welcome to try the tool, the demo. We go to simulation. There is two features, main features for load testing and functional testing. For that demo, we have only the load testing. We choose the pen 008 for SDD outward. The add-in days are 6 because of the first sequence type. The settlement date is calculated automatically by the tool, so there is nothing to add. We can choose the CSV of the test plan, but before we have to generate the beacon IBAN for the outward flows. So here in that sections we have the originator IBAN and BIC, and in that section we have the destinatory IBAN and BIC. So we do automatic IBAN generation, then we choose in the list what we want as originating bank, for example, HSBC France. Um, and for the destinatory bank, we can have 5 banks and maybe more. but for this version of demo, we have only 5 possibilities. And here the percentage of presence. That means if we have 10,000 or 100 instructions in the file, if I put 100 here, that means we have 100 instructions for related to Societe Generale, for example, if I choose this bank. Or maybe we can do 50% and 20%, then 20%, for example, and we can choose other banks. For that demo, we have only the possibility of, one destinatory bank, okay? And so for those ones, we have probably to remove them, okay? Okay, so we save and we quit, okay? Then we choose the test plan. We can see the test plan again here. Yeah, so we can open it using the open button here. We can modify it. We can change something. We can do, for example, 2 files here, 3 files of 10,000 instructions. Okay, and then we have just to save. We can choose also the output folder. That means where we want the files to be generated. It can be in a remote server. It can be locally in your workstation or in another machine. So yeah, yeah, SEPA here, and then we press the run button. This solution is a multi-threaded solution. That means we have the generation of the files simultaneously. We can see that in the here we have one. Hold on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Here the message end of simulations mean that all the threads were launched. It does not mean that the files are already ready for all of them, but it means only that all the threads are simultaneously running, and when all the threads will disappear here in the list, that will mean that our files are ready. So there are some files already generated. So if we look in SEPA here, we have the dates, the last one, that means this one. We have the time, we have the run, and then we have the XMLs generated. I think these ones are the smallest one, so we can see inside here we have the I6, I7, I8, 8, 9, 11 are the rank of the file itself. So yeah, we can look inside a file using Notepad++. Yeah, so here we have, for example, a file of 1000 of instructions. We have a control sum, we have the ABC ID, we have the payment information. So for example, we can look if really we have 1000 instructions, so we can take this line of big, we can count how many SOJ, FR, PP, XXX we have inside this file. So we do a count, and as you can see, there are 1000 matches, which is compliant with the size of the file itself. This file is about, if we look at the end, it's about 28,000 lines. For huge files of 1 million and more, we have millions, 3 or 200 millions of lines within the XML or the Pen 8 file or flow. So yeah, and this tool is able to generate millions of transactions. It will take probably 16 minutes for 1 million, for a file of 1 million of transactions. Okay, so we have the files here. As you can see, there are bigger files. I think those are the ones with the 20,000. This one is, 10,000 inside. And I think that yeah, there are only this process, and this process relate to the GUI actually. That means relate to the GUI, and all the threads were performed and finished. Okay, there are another feature that can be very useful regarding the mass validation. Actually, we choose the folder we want to test. So we go to C, we go to source and SEPA, and we take this one, yes, this one, this run, and okay, we choose this folder of pen 8. We just press the button and we will see if all the files are compliant or not. So the tool is intended to do the checks inside the files and to validate them. Pen 8 checked OK. So now assuming we go and we change one file, that means we can take the last one. Okay, we modify it. We can okay, just try to use Notepad to open the file. Okay, so we will try to modify the structure and to see if the we can here add IDD. There is an error here, double D. We will try to see if the tool is able to find the error or not. So we close, we go to the tool, we press again, and it said that there is an error, LDDD, do not correspond to any node, So that's a good thing. So we can find the errors using this mass validation feature. There are other features, but not in the demo that we can add. As you can see, it's continued the checkings, and the last message showed that there is no error within the other files. Only the one file contain syntax error. Okay, there is FTP feature if you want to connect and to send the files to FTP. The functional testing is more about R messages. I want to cancel, I want to do a request for cancellation, I want to do a PAX 3, PAX 8, things like that. Here, if we want to use, to create a new user, to modify the user, disable the user, here is the file, settings, etc., recent file exit. Okay, so thank you for your attention, and don't hesitate to revert to me for any further question. Thank you very much. Bye bye.